You're in a pit of rants. This one's for Rusty Shackelford. He says, rant about how much anime do you think there should be in a season? I mean, as much as, like, can actually reasonably turn a profit, I guess. I mean, I understand that, like, obviously, anybody working for an anime studio who, is ambitious and wants to start their own and, like, develop their own group and, like, do their own thing. I understand the impetus to do that and to, like, try to do things differently from maybe wherever you came from. But, like, you know, uh, I feel as though the anime industry is terrified of the fact that it has more failures than it has successes. And it has more failures than it has successes because they want to be able to take more risks. And an important part of being able to take risks is failure. But, like, what they need is not for for there to be cowardly investing. Like, it needs to be that they are willing to take these risks and still do it right. That's the problem, is that, like, A1 Pictures is willing to take risks. They're just also going to minimize that risk as best they can in all elements of the production, and minimizing risk always comes at minimizing risk for investors always comes at maximizing risk for employees in terms of how much they're going to make and how many hours they're going to work. So, if, like, Kyoto Animation is a studio that, at least when it, let's use UFO Table as an example before they went to shit. There's studios that are able to, in fact, fuck that too. We'll use Sunrise because they're eternally good. Sunrise, like, they use the fact that they can very easily make a successful Gundam property, because they understand what people like about Gundam, how to make a good Gundam, and they can make both good Universal Century and good Alternate Century Gundams because they figured out formulas that work for those things, and they know who's talented, and they have the budget to put behind those things to make them good. They are going to be successful. Because they have this guarantee, they are able to then have, all their sub-studios kind of do weird or different projects and still give it their all. They can still make these more esoteric things, they give them the odds that they could possibly succeed, and even have longevity, as long as people don't completely dislike them or there's nothing good about them. So, like, I guess that's what I want from shows, is that, like, even if because ultimately, if you take a risk on a show to try to make it good, and it doesn't catch on right away, if there was something sincere in it, if there was something that the artists were really trying to convey, and they were able to successfully do that to any extent, there is a chance it will be discovered by somebody eventually. And that is always going to be more worthwhile than something that has no chance of being discovered because there was no authenticity put into it, or it cannot age beyond the period in time in which it was made because it is too indebted to that moment in the ability for it to exist. So, yeah. Basically, there should be as much anime as can be good.